Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce, and this is a hush puppy. Well, that's the wrong hush puppy. This is the hush puppy I'm talking about. It is the low-powered, very quiet pistol fielded by the military for clandestine operations. We are not talking about the suppressor today, although it is a very different concept. The internals are very different from what you see in civilian hands today. So we will do that on a different video, so stay tuned for that. But what I'm concerned about today is that little latch next to the slide on the frame. What does that do? Well, what that does is it locks down the slide to keep it from cycling, because that is a semi-automatic pistol. But the action in a semi-automatic pistol makes noise. Let's say you could build a suppressor that was 100% effective. It stopped every bit of noise coming out of the muzzle, which I guess technically is possible, but not practical. You would still have to deal with the noise from the action. That is not particularly loud, but it's not silent either. And that would be loud enough to alert a dog, which in turn would bark and alert the true authorities with big guns to come chasing you. So, and that's where the name comes from, hush puppy, because you used it to hush up the puppies. Along with the action noise, you also have the additional gas escaping the chamber, because when you trap the gas in the suppressor, that causes more back pressure coming back through the chamber, and that also adds to the volume. Thus, the hush puppy's latch that holds the slide shut. So I have an idea. What if we were able to shoot this Ruger Mark III with the chamber held shut to keep it from cycling? Would that be much quieter? I have no idea. So I have a few firearms lined up. Let's go down to the farm and test this out. A quick headphone warning. If you're watching this with headphones on, I will not be lowering down the sound for the shots like I normally do in most of my videos. So be forewarned, things might get a little loud. Today I'm shooting Arms Core. It is a high velocity ammo, but of course through a pistol, it will not be high velocity, it'll be subsonic. And I've got my suppressor on here. This is a Mark III, and I will shoot the first 3 rounds semi-automatic style, and then the next 3 rounds I will put my thumb over the end, and we'll see if there's a sound difference. I don't even have sights on this thing. I'm just shooting into the berm. Now my thumb, a little bit quieter. Interesting. It is a little bit quieter. I don't know if that was picked up on camera or not. While editing this video, I realized I'd completely forgotten to tell you what suppressor I am using. This is a Soundtraco Octane 9 HD, which is not ideal for the 22 application because it does have a 9mm hole in it versus a 22 caliber hole. It is very quiet. It's almost as quiet as a high-end 22 can, but it is much more bulky, as you can tell. Normally, a 22 can would not be much bigger than that barrel. So there are sacrifices made because I'm too cheap to buy a 22 suppressor, something I need to add to my collection and I hope to take care of this year. And now let's go back to the farm. Let's go ahead and test the same thing with the Taurus TX22. It is a much different pistol than the Mark III series. So let's find out, of course, the same Arms Core ammo in it. First 3 rounds will be semi-automatic. Again, very quiet. I love this pistol. Now, thumb on the back, single shot. I couldn't tell a difference. I honestly could not tell a difference there, but I did tell a difference with the Mark series. So I'm not sure if the Ruger is just louder when it's semi-automatic, or is the Taurus louder when it's not semi-automatic and it's just a louder pistol overall. Although I don't think so. I think the Taurus is a quieter pistol overall. And just because we can, let's go ahead and do the same test with the Ruger 1022. Okay, first 3 semi-automatic. They are definitely high velocity. Okay, and I guess I'll hold down up. I'm not sure how to hold the bolt closed, but here we go. That's gonna hurt. There we go. No difference. No difference. Of course, you have that sonic crack, which is the much louder portion of the setup overall. If I happen to have had some subsonic ammo available right now, I would try that, but I forgot that in the bunker. Okay, so that was super cool. On the audio recording, after looking at all the footage, on the audio recording, both pistols were a smidge quieter when I held the action closed during shooting. In person, only the Ruger Mark III was quieter during the holding the action closed versus open, letting it cycle. I'm not sure if that was where the microphone was located versus my ears. So there's a lot of different variables with trying to record sound versus hearing it in person. So that may be an issue there. Also, every time I talk about how loud or quiet a suppressor is, everyone mentions that I should get a decimal meter. Well, let me tell you something. The apps on your phone, the decimal meter apps on your phone do not work. They're not nearly fast enough or sensitive enough for accurate measurements of firearms. Also, the $100 to $200 range meters on Amazon, also not sensitive enough to measure firearms. In order to measure the gunshot sound, how loud it is, you have to spend several $1,000s to buy one. I even looked into renting the equipment just for one weekend to get this shot done. $500. It was going to cost me over $500 to rent the equipment needed to measure the sound of a gunshot. Nope, that's not happening. So I can tell you that right now that the holding of the action shut does quiet the pistols a little bit. Had I remembered to bring my subsonic ammo for the Ruger 1022, it would have probably been quieter as well, at least from the action alone. A rifle that's suppressed and utilizing subsonic ammo is almost always going to be very, very quiet. So the only thing it would have been saving is the action cycling sound would have been removed from the equation. But it's super hard to hear anything over that supersonic crack of the high velocity ammo. Well, guys, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like and go subscribe. A lot more is on the way. If you have any comments, questions, or show what it is, leave that in the comment box of the video. I try to get those as many as possible. If you want to stay on Deuce and Guns channel, there should be a couple of links here. Free to keep on watching away. And as always, you guys have a great day. See ya.